Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Kanastip and this is going to be part 16 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as the Egyptians. And we are still pursuing our war against the Parthians. After knocking out Demantha and after taking out that army that was kind of patrolling this region that did belong to the Parthians, I'm curious now to see if there's going to be much pushback from the Parthians. You see, that army that I've defeated of theirs had a couple units of cataphracts, and I'm starting to think that that must have been a couple of units that the faction may have started the campaign with, because after looking at what is remaining of their armies, I am not seeing anything that's too scary. They do have some horse archers and Eastern infantry and hillmen. Of course, I don't have vision on all of their stuff though, but I don't see anything that's too scary right now. However, I'm currently waiting for my reinforcements to continue getting all the way to Demantha, where they will be meeting up with the remnants of this army, and they will be traveling north to Susa. So that should be happening in this episode. These mercenaries, they can join up with these mercenaries, I suppose. It's a very depleted force. I haven't been training as many mercenaries recently just because of the cost to them, and I've been spending all of the money that I have on upgrading the infrastructure of my settlements and also training what soldiers that I can. Right now, my professional soldiers I think are more important to me because I need to get them... I need to get my stationed armies here in Damascus and Antioch filled out with professional soldiers. They've been hanging on to their Nubians for a while, and I think it's time to get some good Nile spears in these armies. Other than that, they're pretty good. I mean, archers and skirmishers is fine. Having the Egyptian Chariots is a good punching piece. And then Nubian cavalry and or the Desert Cav are also good options. So the armies are fine. I just want the Nile spears to get out to all of my armies. So with that in mind, I think I should probably train up another unit of Nile spears here in Jerusalem, and this is going to be my last bit of money I can spend in this turn. Because I think, let's see, 1, 2, Nile spears. You can make your way on up.
Out of moves, great lord.
And once this Damascus army feels a bit better, who are you? Yeah, Jehutimes Philometer. So you can take this army. Ooh, I can actually retrain one of those Nile spears and get some, I think it's going to be a weapon upgrade, I think. But we can start looking at Palmyra once that army feels a bit better. This Palmyra garrison, it's not nothing, right? Archers and horse archers just stationed in their little crappy town can still do a fair bit of damage just with their ranged weaponry, so it's not nothing, you know. It would be tempting to just wait the 4 turns for this garrison to sally out. However, fighting horse archers on the open field also doesn't feel that great. Yeah, I will have to consider that. The good news is that when they are sallying out, that army has to win or else it all dies. So I don't necessarily have to like catch the horse archers. I just have to kind of ward them off, essentially. You know, with either foot-based archers of my own or my light cav. So maybe waiting out this army would be better. It's not a time critical thing either. I don't, you know, absolutely need to take it now. It's just one of those things where it will be nice to have eventually. You know, it's not going to be opening up any new fronts at this point. Once I take Susa, which is going to be somewhat soon, Palmyra should be next, just to get me something, you know, there'll be another settlement that I can use to, you know, build stuff and train stuff. So that should be nice. I don't know how valuable it's going to be. It does have incense, so there can be some land trade coming from Palmyra. But I am at the end of this turn here, so down here you are going to continue placing watchtowers throughout my new province of Demantha, and down here you've pushed these brigands out And you're going to be moving back up to Memphis. You are going to be making your way. I think I want you as a second general with my attacking army. So it's going to be a while before you get there, but you can start working on getting there now. Who are you? Pamio Casaros? Yeah, you're a 3-star general, so having you on the attack would be pretty good. And then I think what I can do is fight this. I have a 4-unit army of brigands here, Eastern infantry, archers, and 2 mystery units. So, how do I make sure these guys don't run away? Can I put you like... No! God! Whatever. I can just, Alright, let's try that again. So let's drag them out so I know which way they're gonna be. Don't go all the way around, that's stupid. I mean, as long as you get there, I guess. Like, I want you...
Leaving the army.
Yeah, as long as you get there, I guess it doesn't really matter which way you go.
Orders?
You're not gonna get there in time, so I guess it isn't really...
Onward.
Yeah. And then...
Orders.
What else?
Orders?
Chariots, I suppose. They can... maybe go... I just want to make sure these guys... I've seen brigands really wiggle out of some really tough spots, so I just want to make sure these guys can't get away here. Yeah, hopefully that's close enough. And can we attack? So it looks like I'm going to be getting all of those groups, I think. You guys are... Huh, so I can't see... So I can't see my own force makeup? Oh, I'm getting everyone, I think. Well, let's not have the AI control any of this. So let's take that off and make sure. Eastern Infantry, Rebel General, and the Archers, okay? So yeah, let me just make sure that the AI is not controlling any of these. Alright, let's go fight this now. We have ourselves on a slight little slope here, so let's just bring up my guys up here. General hangout. And then...
reinforcements are here, but will they be enough for final victory?
Yeah, let's just start coming in there. And where are the cavalry coming in? So you guys are coming in on this side. And then infantry is coming around behind. Okay. Oh no, that's gonna be the... Yeah, that's the, like, castle garrison. Alright. I don't really want them to be fighting. Oops, not like that, like that. Yeah, I don't really want this. This is mostly peasants. I do have a general here. Are you guys gonna wait outside the red line? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, these are all peasants that came on. Can I just withdraw these guys? I don't really. Yeah, I don't need those guys. Maybe if I can get some. Wait, are you guys good? What? Where you guys? Go that way. No. Well. Yeah, don't withdraw if you're gonna go that way. Goddamn. Goddamn, I was just hoping to get you right off that red line that you're right next to. That's actually pretty annoying because that's something that I thought that they fixed in medieval Total War, where, for instance, like in Shogun, the armies would always retreat back through whatever side of the map is like their side of the map, and they would always retreat back through that side no matter what, so that if you can get the army to rout and you're directly behind them, they will still try to run right through your whole army to get off of their side of the map. And obviously that's one way you could just kind of, you know, kill everyone. Now, I wouldn't even call that overpowered or even like cheating or anything, because that very same thing could happen to you. And let's try to... General wants to come in. Let's kill him then. And let's go here. So yeah, I took back my archers and I surrounded them with my regular chariot dudes. And that should kill him. That's going to leave their infantry.
Enemy general flees like a frightened... Enemy general has been killed.
There he
Now
goes.
we will see the measure of his soldiers'
Alright, let's move up now. You here, and then you here. And then, yeah, you can come up as well. But what I was saying, though, was that in Medieval, they changed that. So, like, you're not just coming in... Or you're not just withdrawing from the same side no matter what. Which makes sense. You know, your men are going to try to live. They're trying to survive. And they're going to go whichever way they have to do that. Whichever side of the map makes the most sense is the side of the map that they're going to try to get off. And they will keep changing their minds. Like, they will, you know, they won't just make a beeline for one side. Let's see if I can horse sandwich these guys here. Pull a little Legend of Total War action. Just come in and there. Now they changed direction. Let's go. Well, let's just back up a little bit. And who are you guys? More Eastern Infantry. And what's going on here? What are you guys doing? Archers? Yeah, just run down the archers, please. Here we go. And get my chariots up here. And my guys got caught, but are we gonna win this or no? Alright, let's just charge into the rear of these spears, and they should break shortly, and that should do it.
As enemies, these men are... Victory is
Yeah, so they got 55 kills. I got a little sloppy there at the end. But anyway, yeah, I think you get the gist of what I was saying, is that when I tried to withdraw my peasants in that battle, and it seems like they were going for, you know, like a different side of the map, as opposed to the one they just came in on, that makes me nervous. Is that true then? Is it kind of like back to the Shogun 1 days, where you press withdraw and they will only go back to their side of the map? I would really like it if someone gave me the answer to that. Obviously I can do more experimentation myself, but that's really important to know if that's something that is back to being stupid. It's fine if you know it, if you know. You know, you can kind of like learn it and deal with it once you know that's the way it is. Just like in Shogun, like I thoroughly enjoyed that game knowing that's the way it is. But I would assume that something like this would stay the same, like stay the right way, the correct way. As the games are progressing from, you know, advancing and growing and all that stuff. I know that growth isn't always linear, I get it, but that's one of those things that I would hope that would be the same. Let me know if that's not the case. Alright, interesting, Galloper. Okay. Who is this? Isetnophet Neos Dionysus. Galloper +1 command when attacking. Is this, was this one of the guys that was right here? Yeah, the guy that was leading that army. He's now a Galloper. Oh, it's a retinue. Got it. Huh. +1 command when attacking. Alright, got it. So 3 stars when he attacks. Got it. I understand now. Alright, well, these Nile Spears are going to get to this army eventually, and these guys, can they train the Nubian Cav? They can, so they can just go back to that. So they can just go back to Antioch and get retrained, and they took no casualties. They're fine. Alright, everything's fine. Everything's gonna be back to normal soon up here. Can you guys get inside of the settlement? Yes, you can. I can't retrain anything. No, I can't afford it. That's okay. And just to see if I can get my spy some more practice here, I want to see, can he level up by spying on like diplomats, or does it always have to be like infiltrating settlements? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, yeah, 3 influence on that dude. Alright, no big deal. Let's just go back. And as far as training up other agents, it would be you. Is there someone for you to kill? I don't want to really kill Seleucid people, but I could kill this Carthaginian diplomat.
Death approaches.
95% chance. I like that. And looks like I got some more traits. Nice. Love it. Love it. Expert assassin +4 to agent's skill. This guy's getting quite good, isn't he?
Assassin ready.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of experience on him.
I can't do that, sire.
Yeah, just come over there and just want to make sure I'm not losing track of agents here. And then I have an assassin up here. Again, I don't really...
My eyes are
39% chance of getting in to that settlement for my spy, and that feels just a little bit risky. I don't really want to waste him like that. I would rather just use him for the vision at this point, and
I kill to please.
then for you, the assassin, yeah, you have a lot of experience, but you can't
Who shall die?
do anything, right?
Death approaches.
So wait, okay, so you can do stuff. Oh no, he can't. Okay, he can't. He needs a spy in there. Got it. It's interesting. So I could have... So if my spy got in and he sees, oh hey, there's another spy in there, then we can target him with my assassin? That's cool. That's interesting. I was wondering about... That's... Okay, yeah. That's interesting. Because then that would further the success chances of my spy's chances of staying in the settlement, I would imagine, right? And then maybe that also further the success chances of my assassin succeeding in any of his missions, perhaps, maybe? But yes, he needs the spy to get in first, which is, as we stated previously, is a 39% chance. Okay, alright, well, I'm not going to do that for now, but I just want to keep an eye on that. And then I have spies and assassins stationed up here as well. Again, I can just keep killing these guys and getting experience with... You're just a one experienced assassin? Yeah, I feel like just leveling them up a bit. What about... There's a Seleucid diplomat and a...
Who shall die this day?
How many... You have 0 influence. Let's kill that
Death approaches.
64% chance. Alright, so we got him. Well, I don't really like killing Seleucid agents. Again, I'm not really trying to go against them right now. But I wanted to level my guy up, you know? So yeah, so you got a trait increase, cutthroat, and retinue expands. A catamite. Who would suspect such a man? +1 to agent skill. What is a catamite? What is that? It's like an actor? I don't know what that word means. Okay, I just looked up what a catamite is, and it's really funny that I saw this picture and assumed that was an actor. If you know what a catamite is, then you might also think that was pretty funny. So, look it up. Oh boy. Anyway, moving on here. Let me just double check my taxes and see that everything is doing okay. See if I can't bump that up. No, I cannot. Okay, we're ready to go here. Save has been dropped. Let's end the turn. And yes, I need to really make sure that I keep saving after every single battle. I just had another instance with my Julia campaign where I forgot to save after a battle, and my goodness, I need to fight that battle again. It's super annoying, but it's one of those things I just have to get used to. As long as I'm going to be playing the original Rome and not the remastered, which is the intent so far on this channel. So treasury is sitting at 8,600. That feels pretty good. What do we got? So retinue expands for Nakraka, priest of Imhotep, +1 management. It improves the chances of casualties recovering from their wounds. That seems to be a good one. Yeah. Priest of Imhotep. Who are you? So that's you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, improves the chances of casualties recovering from their wounds. That seems good. And mathematician for the same guy, +1 to management as well. So I wonder, how much money are you guys getting from So like 145 just from admin, from his management. Okay. Recruitment, yes. And then war declared between the Brutii and Carthage. The Carthage doesn't have much left, do they? They just have Cordoba, I think, right? I think you were going to come down and check it out.
Yes, my liege. Moves depleted, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if Carthage has much left to declare war on, guys. And I have one more diplomat remaining, so he can come on over
Aye, my lord.
and
Out of move,
hang out
sire.
at the Brutii capital as well. And you can just keep on moving along here.
March!
And you can...
No more
the
moves,
distance is
sire.
just so short. It's so short. Demantha, can you build anything? You cannot build anything. Oh, it's going to be a while before they get up to 2,000. Yeah, that's going to be a while. Well, let's go. So I have no spy in there. Like, it's weird having this much fog of war, really.
Mighty
Let's send the mercenaries up to see if I can get some vision. No, not really.
Great lord. Orders?
I might leave these mercenaries here. I should have brought some peasants over. I didn't bring any peasants to garrison Demantha, did I?
Orders?
Damn. Ooh, and the Parthian army might be on the move. Okay, they might be heading down. That could be okay. I would rather face them on the field, I think.
Sire!
Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, horse archers, but still. But yeah, I think we should just move along and then
Move, sire. My liege.
bring up the units from Demantha that I want to fill this army out with. And then use that to determine who needs to stay behind to keep Demantha happy for now. I might just be leaving these mercenaries here. This is going to be a pretty easy and quiet and fast turn overall. I will be building a awesome temple of Set here in Thebes. And that's about it for this turn, really. There's really not much else to be doing. Once these armies... See, maybe I should disband the Nubian spears. I was thinking I would send them down to my Egyptian front just because this is really all that I've had down here. And, you know, I don't need much down here. I'm just facing off against the Numidians. We're not at war. They've left me alone thus far. But it also just feels a little bit bad not having more people down here. This is the heart of my territory. This is my homeland. So it feels like I should have some more guys, and I have some Nubians
Sire.
available that I can send down there now that I have my Nile spears. And this army, I just need to bring up some... I'm just going to be retraining my Nubian cavalry and then putting them back into this army. And then, let's see, Assassin can go back to hanging out
By your
up
will.
here, and then here as well. Like, same thing. I want to get these Nubians, once they're fully being replaced by the Nile spears, then I can bring these Nubians out as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Nile spears, and then a 5th one is being trained up. And then, yeah, then I can put all of these Nubians on the same boat as these Nubians and just send them down to Egypt, I suppose. They can just hang out there for now until I feel like upgrading
Mighty general.
this army, and then I can disband the Nubians. I guess that'll be the time for that. For now, though, I don't think there's anything left for me to do,
Mighty
so
general.
let's go ahead, drop a save, and let's end another turn here. Let's see, the Salaces were able to defend Hatra yet again. The Parthians are beating up on some brigands, and they are moving their reinforcements down closer to Susa, so we might have ourselves a little bit of a fight on our hands by the time we get up there. Yeah, we're moving slowly here, so it's taking some time. All right, 13,000 in the treasury. That feels good. It's nice to get up to that, you know, the double digits finally. And then retinue expands, so Nakraka, the Cherugian. So this is the good one that improves the chances of casualties recovering from their wounds And the treasure as well, +2 to management. So this guy now, so the Priest of Imhotep and the Chirurgeon is really going to increase the chances of casualties recovering from their wounds. Yeah, those two guys put together seems like a really good combo. I have to say, I've been pretty firm in my stance against making the retinue basically immortal by trading them to other generals over and over and over again. But that's tempting. That's very tempting to give these two guys to someone else who's actually going to be fighting battles. Yeah, that makes me want to do that. That's a really good combination. That's kind of cool.
Mighty general.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's interesting too. So yeah, a lot of buildings got built, so probably not going to have enough money to build stuff in every single settlement, but that's good. That's a lot of money, you know. Grand Bazaar is being built, Bazaar being built, Consular's Chamber in Antioch has been finished, so a lot of good stuff there. Recruited some soldiers, retrained some stuff, and alliance is announced between the Brudii and Spain. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, it's, you know, it's interesting. I know that like one job that people will give to their characters in this game if they don't really have much else, much use in any other way, is that people will use a character just as a transportation to transport characters between, well, over long distances. You know, so like if I had someone else around here that was useless, I could just kind of, you know, if I wanted to leave an Akrak here in Alexandria, then I could use a not as good character to bring those two retinue people over to a general that's actually going to be fighting, right? Oh, and we have two brigands here in Bastra. Oh, damn.
Sire!
So I might have to hire these mercenaries. Bedouin warriors, Bedouin archers. Got 3 units here and 1 unit there. So nothing too crazy, but I should probably still have some more forces. Let's see.
Mighty general.
Where is...
Orders?
So I have some skirmishers that are on the way. And is there anything else nearby?
Orders?
I mean, I can attack the 1 unit first.
My lead.
Can you go there first, or are you gonna get intercepted by that army?
Engage the enemy. Victory.
So 1 unit of peasants.
Engage the enemy.
All right, let's just clear them up first. We don't need to make this any bit complicated at all. We can just sort of run on over and run down those peasants that dared to brigand in my territory. I'm going to keep my guys walking for now, just so that they can save some fatigue. I don't want them charging over the long distance of this map, but as we get a bit closer, we can start charging in. Now let's go ahead and start charging on in here, and there we go. There's the charge, and let's see. Are we losing guys? We're losing a couple of guys. What in the hell? What in the hell? What in the hell? What the hell happened? What? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is so bonkers to me. That is so weird. Oh my word. Oh man. Now, like, you know, you could say that obviously what I should have did is just use my archers to shoot at the peasants, but I can be forgiven for thinking that my chariots were going to stomp over those peasants, right? Like, right? Wow, my goodness. You know, it's a funny thing that and I think I've maybe mentioned this either in this campaign or my Julia campaign, but I want to talk about something for a little bit, just for a second. It's interesting that when I read about this game and I watch playthroughs of people playing this game, and I get the impression that there's these units that are very overpowered. And Chariots is one of them. Chariots is one of those units that everyone says the same thing. You know, they're overpowered. They beat most things. You know, certain Cav units are like that too. Like Cav overall, when well led, is also overpowered in this game. But I have to say that I think that hearing this so many times has given me the wrong mindset to playing this game, because it's making me forget about the rules. You know, it's something that Shogun and Medieval did really well at, is that it teaches you the rules. And you don't break those rules. It doesn't matter if you think you have an overpowered unit facing off against crappy units. You have to get your matchups right. You don't bring Cav into the forest, even if it's against a crappy unit of, you know, low tier units. The casualties that you will take will teach you that lesson. You don't want to take those kind of casualties against crappy units on an expensive unit of heavy Cav fighting in the forest or fighting uphill. And I feel like that Medieval and Shogun do really well at teaching you these lessons. And you know what? I have to admit that I kind of came into this game with sort of the impression that a lot of those lessons weren't true for certain units that I thought were overpowered. Just not even on my own experience, but just from watching other people play and, you know, reading about the units and such. And that's really humbled me a few times now. You know, I've made that mistake. It's a funny thing, you know, because people talk about like how, you know, crappy warband are for the Gauls, for instance. And I just think, what? Like, warband beat Hastati. They do. You know, I mean, they can, right? Like, you know, they get bonuses for fighting in the snow. They get bonuses for fighting in the forest, and they get bonuses for their war cry ability, and there's like 40 more men in a unit of warband than in a unit of Hastati, and the stats aren't that far off, I don't think. So it's just a funny thing. Like, you know, I've been beaten by warband before because I keep just because it's been ingrained in me that they're just a crap unit. Heck, I just lost another battle against a bunch of warband. Just as I was recording my last Julia episode as well, because I underestimated warband. I thought I had the bridge advantage, and I thought that I was going to stomp them, and I did not. Warband overran me. So I'm learning these lessons the hard way. You know, I'm sort of, you know, it's funny because I'm kind of like relearning the things I've already learned, but I just had kind of like had these things drummed into my head about how crappy certain units are and how overpowered certain units are. And it sort of made me, you know, misunderstand, I guess, these matchups. And I know the first thing that you'll say is, hey, I'm playing on very hard difficulty, and that's why those peasants are getting that bonus. Yeah, sure. It was weird seeing a rabble unit that's in a loose formation, kind of like in that rabble formation, hold up against chariots. Like, that's a very weird thing. I know that when playing Medieval and Shogun, when an army holds a lot longer than you think that they're going to, a lot of times it's because on the strategic map, that army has no place to run away to. So they know that they're fighting to the death, therefore they have this really big morale boost. And that almost made me feel like that's what that was. Like, that peasant unit felt like it was cornered, right? Which it's not. Although, actually, it had already retreated once. So that second fight that it fought against me was its to the death fight. Do units and armies in this game get a morale boost for fighting that second fight? That's something that I don't think I've ever heard of about before. And so I guess the same question would be asked of any army that is sallying out from a garrison, right? Because a sally out battle is essentially, that's another to the death fight, correct? So how does that work? When an army does sally out from a settlement, for instance, is it able to sally out but then go back into the settlement and essentially just wait out the clock? Because I feel like I've seen players on YouTube use the sally out function to sally out and then use their missile units or try to draw the enemy into the missile defenses of the settlement just to like get as many casualties on the besieging forces as possible, but then ending the battle, I'm assuming by... I don't know, do you end the battle just by letting the timer run out and you get a draw? I would assume that's how you need to do that. And that's how you would not end up losing your entire army and then losing the settlement. Yeah, actually, I have to look this up. Unless one of you folks can answer that for me, I would need to look that up before I do it, because that could be a very, very hard lesson to learn. If I do a sally out, assuming that I'm going to save my force by retreating back into my settlement during that battle, but then I lose everything because that counts as a to the death type of fight. Yeah, that could be a very, very tough lesson for me to learn. Yeah, this is all due to me not getting as many hours into this game as I would have liked before I started covering this game. So yeah, my bad on that. But this, man, oh man, that was crazy. That was just so wild. Anyway, yep, I have a lot to learn, I guess, when it comes to learning the matchups. I mean, the 3 skirmishers can definitely beat these guys, right? Okay, in this one, we're going to try to use all of our javelins first before we go in there and destroy the peasants. Well, let's just be a little bit smarter this time. Okay, let's start getting a surround in. And then, whichever direction the peasants want to charge out at me. Man, they got 92 men left in their unit. That's just so, like it wasn't even close. They clobbered my chariot archer general. That is just so bonkers to me. Yeah, oh, and speaking of like matchups that didn't end up in my favor, there was a time when, like when I was practicing as the Britons, and I was thinking like, yeah, I got my chariots, like they're gonna kick ass, right? And then I think my chariot general like ended up dying to a unit of cavalry, and I was like, wait, what? I thought the chariots like countered cav. Now in the game's defense, I think it was a unit of like general's bodyguard, but still, I thought the chariots, like when I play as the Romans and I send my general up against the British chariots, they get absolutely massacred, you know? So yeah, it's just it's a funny thing. All right, I think that, yeah, these peasants are gonna they're not doing anything. They're just standing there and taking it. So we've gotten them down to 54 men. I'm kind of surprised that's all we've gotten them down to, but it looks like we still have maybe about half of our javelins left. Actually, you haven't thrown any javelins. And then let's back up now with you. Yeah, let's start. Man, are the peasants gonna catch us? What's going on here? Alright, you charge, I guess. Okay, nope, you go back. Alright, then you come back here. And are you gonna throw your javelins? Are you guys getting some tosses in? And then you go back. And then you run up. And they're down to 43 men. So now you toss in. And then you turn around and toss, please. Toss, 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 toss. Nope, never mind. Here we go, there we go. All right, there we go. End battle. 0. Yeah. I can win battles. See? Oh, God. Redemption. Redemption. All right. So I feel like this guy's gonna be here for a turn or two until he can get his unit replenished so that we can go out and face this freaking unit or army of... You know, if I thought a unit of peasants was tough, look at this. Peasants backed up by archers. Oh my god, freaking roadblock unit right there. My god. Yeah, this general's gonna be here forever. Can I recruit anything in Bostra? Maybe I can buy them. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I guess. What do I send? What can beat such terrible wrath? Yeah, I guess I'll just send the general, the Nile Spears, and the archers, along with the 3 skirmishers, and that general there. They all together should win, I suppose. Bring down the taxes there.
Orders? Sire.
Alright, you go there, and then, so I got 4 Nile Spears. Let's train up another Nile Spear. And then how are we looking over here? So you come down to like here. Man, is that all you can move? God, it's so slow. It's so slow. And you come up there and move out. And then you
Moves depleted, mighty lord. Sire.
move. Let's bring you guys. Let's have the mercenaries kind of lead the way here.
Sire.
And let's actually get a bit more vision on this corner here. Is there anyone worth assassinating? Not really. The faction leader's in here though. Bagabinga. I like that name. That name is fun to say. Bagabinga. Bingna. It's way more fun to say than the names of my guys. My guys are just like chewing gravel. Ooh, now I can build a merchant's quarter here in Alexandria, now that Alexandria is a huge city. And that's the tier 4, correct? No, that's the tier 5, yeah, nice. Yeah, I've never seen this building before. Well, I mean, actually, so that I could build it. So, increase in tradable goods, population growth bonus by 1%, and public order bonus due to happiness 10%. I think that's the new thing. I think everything else is I already have it. So the Grand Bazaar already has the population growth bonus, and they have the spy and the assassin. I'm assuming there's more money though for the merchant's quarter, and then yeah, getting that public order bonus due to happiness is also pretty nice. So if I built that, what am I looking at? Am I looking at an increase of, yeah, like a little over 100. So that's not bad. It's expensive though, 9,600. Yeah, that's pricey. But that public order bonus will help me also boost my taxes by a little bit as well. Is there anything else worth building here? Execution Square, large temple of Imhotep. That would be nice. Public health and happiness. And it's also cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. I should probably get that instead. Just so that I could catch up on that. And city barracks. I should get some desert axes going eventually. And I need the city barracks so that getting those axemen, those desert axemen, just so that I can fight on walls would be a good idea. Currently, my phalanx spears aren't really wall fighters, so that's something to keep in mind. Well, you're not going to believe this, but my game just crashed again. And it happened before I was able to save again. So, yeah, I had to fight that battle again against that one unit of peasants. This time I just auto-resolved it, and as we all know, auto-resolve with chariots involved is just overpowered, and I'd lost 0 men, so, yep, I wasn't cheating on purpose, that's just how it happened. Yeah, I've been having a lot of crashes lately, like more so than usual, and it's making me wonder, because in Medieval Total War, I also had issues. It's overall kind of an unstable game, But with Medieval Total War, what I had success with doing was by reducing the amount of save files that I had. So instead of just saving the game every single time on a new file, I made it so that I only have 3 save files per campaign that I play, and I always just delete the old ones. So that gives me a bit of redundancy just to keep me safe and happy, but I felt like that made the game more stable. And just recently with this game, just to show you here, I've been like keeping I was just keeping 1 save file per campaign that I'm playing. 1 Julii, 1 Egypt, and that was fine, I think. But then recently I started doing another save file per campaign just for, again, a little bit of redundancy here. And I don't know if this is just a conspiracy theory or what, but I feel like since I've started using those, those secondary save files, I feel like the game's been a bit more unstable. So, yeah, that's worth keeping an eye on. I like the redundancy, but my goodness, if it's going to crash every time I record, that's going to be a bit of an issue. Because I know, like, it was crashing before, but I could still get through a handful of sessions without it crashing. So, yeah, having it crash back-to-back times isn't good. And it's worth keeping an eye on. I'm not going to get rid of those save files for now, but I'm going to keep an eye on that. Alright, let's move on for now. Let's try to get another, some more time into this episode here. So, buildings, mostly... The one I want to talk about is Antioch. Antioch, I think it might be finally time to get another military building. Now, in Antioch, I'm considering either the elite cavalry stables, which would allow me to train the... Can I train the Nile Cav right now? No, I can train the Nubian Cav. But the Nile Cav would be my top tier cavalry unit. Now, don't get it twisted. The Egyptian cavalry overall is more of like a medium cav. It's more of a medium cav faction. They don't really have a heavy cav option. Still, they are useful because they can sort of bridge the gap between the infantry block and the chariots. And they can support the chariots, I think, better than the infantry can. So, I like having them, for now, at least. And the Nile Cav, I think they're basically kind of like a better version of the Nubian Cav. So the Desert Cav have, like if you compare them to the Nubian Cav, the Desert Cav, of course, have that bonus versus armor, and I think their defense values also just a little bit higher. Yeah, they have better armor values than the Nubian Cavalry. But the Nubian Cavalry, they have a better attack against non-armored units. So overall, you're looking at an attack of 8 versus an attack of 6 for the Desert Cav. So that extra attack that the Nubians are going to be having, I think it's their charge bonus. Yeah, they have a higher charge bonus, and they have a higher attack as well. So on the charge, the Nubians will be hitting with 3 more attack than the Desert Cavalry. That is, against like non-armored units. So this is more of a cav unit that's, better at facing off against lightly armored units, skirmishers, low tier spears, militia, stuff like that. Light cavalry as well. It can fight light cav as well. Whereas the Nubians are kind of like not the Nubians, but the Desert Cav are more like a support piece versus heavily armored units like General's Bodyguard and Cataphracts, stuff like that. So the Nile Cavalry, I think, are a better version of the Nubians, I think. Let's look at the traits first. So the Nubians actually have fast moving, which the Nile Cav do not. Do the Desert Cav have fast moving? Yes, they do. And they all have a combat bonus in the deserts, correct? Yes, they do. So these 2 units have good morale, and the Desert Cav does not have good morale. So the Nubians are going to have better morale than the Desert Cav. The Nile Cav also have that. They're not fast moving. Their attack, I think, is going to be the same as the Nubians, but it's their defense that's a lot better. Yeah, they have an armor of 7 versus the armor of 0 for the Nubians, and a shield of 0. Okay, shield of 0. So the Desert Cav have a shield of 4 and shield of 4. Interesting, interesting. So the Nubians and the Desert Cav are kind of, that missile block chance you get from the shield, I think, can maybe make them survive skirmish fire a little bit better. But then the Nile Cav are a bit better once you get into a melee, because of their defense skill of 6 versus the defense skill. Okay, it is the same defense skill for the Nubians, but it's their armor that's going to make them more survivable in a melee. Interesting. Okay, why does that keep happening? All right. And recruitment cost 570. Yeah, it's a big leap. It's, you know, 420 versus 570, so 150 more. Recruitment cost and upkeep as well is 50 more per Nile Cav. Yeah, that's kind of yeah, that's kind of pricey. Nile Cavalry are mail armored spearmen capable of delivering a decisive blow. Although they do not carry shields, they are a useful force for any commander thanks to their training and motivation. These men are recruited from among the elite of Egyptian society. They are given land for their service, the amount depending on their rank and length of service. And keep in mind also that even though it says good morale for both the Nile and the Nubian cavalry, the number itself might be different. If I were to look into the game files and look at the numbers, the Nile cavalry might have a higher morale number than the Nubians as well. And that's just not being shown here, so that's worth looking into as well. Yeah, interesting unit. Also, being able to train camel archers is also, and I like my camels. And yeah, having a mounted archer unit, you know, even if it's kind of slow, is always going to be nice. Having that bonus for horses is nice, good stamina. Yeah, that's also worth considering, especially considering that I, you know, am going to be fighting or continuing to fight the Parthians here in these desert regions. Or maybe even having those camel archers so that I could fight the Numidians as well. So those are all options, but you know what's kind of catching my eye a bit more here? So Antioch has not been sort of used as a place to train melee infantry. I have no options except for the Nubians. It's just been used for skirmish infantry and then cavalry. So with that in mind, that catapult range has also caught my eye. Being able to train Pharaoh's bowmen and onagers is very tempting. Very, very tempting. Missile attack of 10 versus the missile attack of 7. Well, that's a big difference. Yeah, that's a big difference. And 4 and then 6. So missile attack of 10 is pretty good. Let's see, melee attack of 9, so they can also fight in a melee as well. Charge bonus of 3. So this is more of a hybrid unit, isn't it? And a defense value of 12, that also seems pretty good. Armor of 7, defense skill of 5. Yeah, this is more of like a hybrid unit, isn't it? So not ideal to use them in a melee, I suppose, but they seem like they can charge in there and do a bit of damage if they have to. That's what it seems like to me. And then yeah, combat bonus in desert, long range missiles. Long range is really nice. I don't have that on my basic bowman. Yeah, good morale. It's always nice having good morale, good stamina as well. Yeah, those are all good things. Very expensive, 680 to recruit and 330 upkeep. But then the onagers are the ones that really catch my eye here. Having something, the fact that I'm going up against Susa with its stone walls and that I don't have any onagers to use against it, doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great at all. And I feel like getting access to these so that I can attack those types of fortifications seems like a better shout. I think that's what I want to do. Get a catapult range here in Antioch. And if I look around, so like, they still have a wooden wall here in Tarsus. Palmyra has a palisade. Hatra has a palisade. I'm just looking. I just want to see what I'm going to be going up against in the near future. Wooden wall. So it's just going to be the stone wall here in Susa. What about Arsakia? You just have a wooden wall here. Okay, and this is the capital. Interesting. Interesting that they haven't built stone walls in Arsakia, but they have here in Susa. And then what about Artaxarta? Stone walls. Yeah, okay. Yep. And I wonder what you have. Yep, stone. Okay, so the Armenians are doing it right. They got some stone walls up here. And I might want to go see what they have on that town as well. What about up here? Wooden wall. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's come down here. And more stone walls.
To hear is to obey. Out of moves, sir.
Yeah, so it's going to be useful getting some onagers in the near future, I suppose. Okay, I have a little bit of money to spend. Let's see, I'm training soldiers, right? Yes, I am training some soldiers. Let's continue to see if we can keep working on the Scythians. I don't know if I'm going to make any progress here, but I just want to keep trying. Looks like the Scythians broke off their siege of Porolisum. Man, oh man. I have trouble with the words in this game.
Sire?
Yeah, I want an alliance. Offers, make single payment of 1,000. Hey, they accepted it. Hey, we got an alliance with the Scythians. Yeah. Awesome. That's what I wanted. Okay, well, what I want to start doing now... Oh, this could be so cool if this works. I want to start sending... like... armies of peasants up to their territories. And then disbanding them in their territories to give them the manpower in addition to some more money. And see if, like, they can just... conquer like the entire like northern part of the map. And I would want to keep, so like here's my goal. My goal is essentially if I can, I would take 2 of these Armenian settlements and then use one of them as a bargaining chip to try to get the Armenians as a protectorate, so that I think if I'm looking at this mini-map down here, I think I can just use 2 of these settlements. Like, I'm assuming it's going to be this one and this one. So the Armenians would have those 2 settlements, and I would keep this one, I think. If I'm looking at this right. And then they would be a buffer between me and the Scythians, just so that the Scythians don't, like, get any ideas. I want them to maintain their alliance with me. And I want the Scythians just to focus on this part of the map, really. And essentially keeping the Romans busy also is my main long-term objective. Oh, that could be so cool. That could be so freaking cool. So who has the most population? Like, who's like able to... So you have 25. You have 34. Okay, so it needs to be Alexandria, doesn't it? Yeah, let's just recruit an absolute army of peasants. And I will have my boats coming back from its long tour. It's just going to be dropping off a diplomat here in the Brutii capital, and that's going to be making its way back. And I'm going to get a full set of peasants, and then bring it up to Scythian territory. Maybe go like, yeah, just go right up to Campus Scythii and disband them all. What is this? Is this a... Why do I always have a hard time finding out what the settlement is? I know it's a capital. It has 16,000 people. But I don't know what type of settlement... Why am I... It's the capital. So for capitals... it's harder to know. I think. Let's see. Scythian. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Do I need to get a spy in there to find out what type of settlement this is?
Yes, mighty lord. I will speak with them at once.
Oh, okay. If I use my diplomat to open up a page, it'll tell me. So it is a minor city. Okay, interesting. Okay. So that's a minor city. So we have a Dacian town up there. Interesting. So maybe go ahead and like drop off an entire group of peasants in there. Ooh, actually, I need to get military access, don't I?
I will speak with them.
Because if I just start bringing armies of peasants up there, that's going to make them feel weird, isn't it? So, military access for military access. And do they want that? Your words are worthless. In one breath, you will give the right to march on your lands, and with the next deny that any such words were spoken. Perhaps you look for an excuse for war. So are we still friends? Okay. That was scary. No, I don't know, guys. I literally just want to give you manpower. That's literally all I want to do. Do I have to pay you for that? Fine, I'll pay you. But that's what I'm going to be working towards. All right, that's that. That's enough. That's enough dilly-dallying. Let's just get through one more intern here. Okay, we have a suitable husband, Wasret. I like him just because I can't pronounce his name. Oh no, wait. Nope, Wasret is his betrothed's name. God damn, I can't even speak regular English words right now. Philippos Kasros. Well, I can say his name too, so that's fine. 1-star general, 16 years old. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Sitting on 6,500. And the treasury, faction destroyed Carthage. Oh, poor Carthage. Poor Carthage. Pharaoh rejoices to see a rival people brought low. Not really. Not really. Pharaoh likes seeing people survive. There may be advantages to be gained now that only the desert wind remembers their name. God, that's so sad. Construction report. So the Pharaoh's palace is finished here in Memphis, and the market is finished in Bostra. And then, yep. Philippos, Kasros, and Roswet. Congratulations, you two. I wonder, so where are they at?
Mighty general.
Where are they? Is it you, Philippos, Kasros? So you're hanging out in, Damascus? Okay. Remember when I was talking about characters that can just be used as couriers that basically deliver retinue from one person to another? I wonder if that's going to be your job. I mean, you just have 1 star. You don't have any management, so you don't, not necessarily someone who is, you know, slated for governance. Although Salamis could use someone at some point. For as good as it is as a trading hub, it should have a person here that, for one thing, keeps the population loyalty fine so I can raise taxes. But then secondly, maybe gives a boost to like tax or trade income or something like that. Yeah, I should keep an eye on that for Salamis. I felt like in the previous turn, there was a few Parthian armies that were considering, or they were looking like they were going to be moving out. And now it seems like they may have changed their minds. It seems like they may have consolidated their forces back into Susa itself. And, you know, either way is fine by me, I suppose.
Sire!
There's going to be 2 bridges that I need to cross first, and they could try to stop me at this bridge first. So that is an option for them. Is there another way around this? I mean, going through the Seleucid territories is an option, but I should probably get their permission to enter their territories before I do that. And how would I do that then? Go here and then just go straight up past Seleucia. And then that way I can approach Susa from the west. That's an option. That is an option. Yeah, I wonder if they would be willing to give me military access to their territory. I mean, I would be doing them a favor in the short term, right? But there's not a lot of... So it seems like the Parthians are sort of consolidated their forces. There's this one here. I wonder where they're going to be headed. I suppose they would be headed south, perhaps, so I can keep an eye on that. And yeah, there's forces hold up here in Arsacia as well. But yeah, it has been slow going. I kind of thought that I would be at least besieging Susa in this turn or in this episode, but that is not going to be the case. Yeah, this takes forever to move through the vast deserts of where am I? Arabia? Yeah. I can finally sweep aside these pesky brigands, but you know what? That is all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.